Hi and welcome to Arts and Wellness Café. I thought I would take myself out here for a little bit just to change up my environment because my studio was flooded and the water came in through the front door and partway into the studio. So you just have to get on with it. And hello, buddy. So the garden space is one of my favorite spaces, and I want to bring and I've shared this, what I have in the garden into the studio, and yeah, just make the most of being creative. So out here in the garden there was some damage as well, and if you go onto my Creative Gardener, I'll probably leave the link up there, or but if you go onto my Creative Gardener channel, you'll see some of the some of the damage to the plants. It's minimal in regards to when you compare it to, where trees have blown down that have been, like a few hundred years old, or there's still quite a lot of people who, at least 20,000 on the island, who have not yet had electricity, and we're coming into a week now. Their electricity, all the electricity went off across the island, and the water went off. So the day of the hurricane, we just, you had to make do with what you prepared, basically. And over 3,000 families across the island have had damage, some sort of, damage, whether it's the roof come off, the front of the house come off, or, massive flooding. Over 3,000 families on the island have had damage. So we have to, as I was thinking of myself, it's just like, so as you come in, up until about here, the water came in. So, just, you just have to deal with it. And so that's what I've been doing. And some of my work got water on it, some of the fabric wall hangings. So they've dried out. There's only been some water damage on a couple. So, in the bigger scheme of things, it's not, in the bigger scheme of things are not as bad as they could have been. And the thing that you focus on most is that there was no loss of life, but we're still keeping our prayers for those in Florida, and Cuba had mudslides, and they had it bad. So anyway, the topic, the word for the week is confidence, or confident, and I'll leave the link to the podcast where I speak about confident, and we're going to stand. So the topic for the week, the word for the week is confident, and one of the what cropped in my mind is, where do you put your confidence? When you put it in God, then things work out differently than when you put it in man. And the theme that I was going for, not the theme, but what I was going for in the Arts and Wellness Cafe was, how confident are you in your creativity? So where are you in regards to your creativity, and how confident are you in your creative walk, and what does that look like? I mean, do you have moments like I had a moment last week, and it was interesting when I decided to sit in it. It was a moment where it was one of those times where you just didn't feel it. You weren't feeling it. And when I say that, I mean that, you know, I felt, what I was saying to myself recently was, it felt like I had got away from myself. So I wasn't feeling myself, more to the point. And I've been kind of just having conversations with myself, reflecting and saying, things like, well, when you was feeling, uh, when you was feeling kind of, you were riding the wave, as I don't know what I would feel like if I was really riding the wave, where, I guess it's like, you know, success after success after success, and you're just like, maybe that's riding the wave, but what I was doing was just staying afloat. So in my more, when I'm feeling like myself, unlike not feeling like myself, when I'm feeling like myself, I'm getting things done, I'm feeling creative, and the creative juices are flowing. And what I realized is that when I'm comparing, and I'm comparing myself in my subconscious, not kind of, like, oh, I wish I could be more like so or that person, but it's just in my subconscious. It's just like, why do you feel like this? Why do you feel, you've got things happening, you've got commitments that you need to make, and you've got things that you want to do, so why aren't you feeling like doing it all? And when you come out of yourself, when you're not yourself, your confidence goes, your desire to create goes, and you have to find ways in which you can put yourself back on track. And so it could mean doing things that make you feel that it's about nurturing and not about production. It's like, for a whole week I didn't post on my, at least I don't think so, I think I posted, for about a whole week I didn't post on Instagram, and it was just like, I don't care. And it was the need to think about what it was I did care about, and what it was that was important to me. And when I started to answer those questions without the external things that are going on, social media, then I was able to better kind of sit and reflect and think, yeah, this isn't me, this doesn't feel like me, and I'm not feeling confident, I'm not feeling, as I say, like myself. And it's when I start reflecting, and when I start resting, and when I start sitting back and just taking a look objectively, then I can say, oh, right, okay, I can see where I went. I was trying to, I wasn't being true to myself, and I wasn't treating myself with love and care. And so the feeling confident was one of the things that left, because, you then start thinking to yourself, well, why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? And if I'm doing this, does this go with it? And I've been saying, I just love to create. So you may see me, working with fabric one day, and then you may see me working with clay, or you may see me. And I was thinking to myself, but is this, you start questioning whether, but is that right? Should I be doing that? And it's like, you've already answered these questions for yourself. You've decided it's whatever you want it to be. It doesn't have to be what somebody out there says. Oh no, you should. Because then I've started saying, oh, well, what would, and I'd name an artist, what would this artist be doing this and this? Would they have to think about it? And it's just like, but it's not their journey. You're on your journey. So you have to remember why you're on the journey, and then, it's just like the flip the switch, flip the switch, and then started feeling more. Oh, and the one thing that got me back, one of the things that got me back was working in my journal. So I just started to. I'd noticed that there was similarities in the way that I was creating my faces, and it was like, you're now just drawing out of yourself. Like, I'm sitting there and it's like I'm going to draw a face, and if I say that, I draw a face and they all look pretty much the same. But when I say to myself, right, I'm going to listen, I'm going to see what wants to come out, every single image is different. And so I just by chance said, okay, I'm gonna complete a journal, not with paint or anything, but just with I'm just gonna do some sketches, and I started doing that, and then a face emerged that I wasn't prepared for, in the sense that I hadn't said, okay, I'm gonna do a face on this, and it was just like, oh, so there you are, okay, and then page after page from that, it was just like, okay, who wants to come next? And so you're listening to your intuition, you're being more receptive, you're not at that place where you're self-conscious, and you're worried about what other people might think, or that idea of confidence. It's just like, what is it you want to do? Oh yeah, you want to do this, you want to do this, you want to do this. Not, so what do you want to do? You want to do this, and this. So so I thought today what we'd do is, one of the things that we'll do is a journal page, because that's one of the things that kind of kicked me back into shape, and still doing stitch projects. And so we'll be sharing one of those, or actually maybe I'll show you. No, I won't show you a stitch project. I'll show you, because we're doing so much now. I'll show you a. It's I'm going to call it a reverse assemblage. It's another canvas that I did that is, and I'll talk through it. It's this one. It's another canvas that I did. So I've done 2 of these now, but I really I liked working with the materials, and it just gives me a sense of, right track, kind of left or right, and it's just like you take a thing, you take a road, and it's just, this feels good. So let's do a journal page. What I'm going to be doing is working on a page a background that I've already created, and we're gonna see what kind of faces emerge from it. So let's do some art journaling. Let's do an art journal page. Okay, so we're gonna. This is what is it? Oh my gosh. Composition. So I've just done, I've been painting on several pages and done some backgrounds and things like that, and I will share them at some point. But I looked at this today and I thought, I wanted to do it. And so what I'm just gonna do something simple. The story behind this particular page is I had created the page and then forgot to keep them separate, and the paper came up, so I've just covered it, and now let's just find an image. So I'm just I think I'll work on this one. So I'm going to keep it simple today, but this is one of the ways in which I work to kind of get myself back on track, and this is what helped me more recently. So I'm seeing a figure here, so I'm literally just going to do with the rest of the paint is add it to another page. Sometimes, you know, you want to do it from start to finish, and sometimes you want to do a little bit and then come back. So I've done it up to this point, and I am going to come back and do some work around her eyes, and I like doing doodles and things like that, so it's still a bit wet, so I'll probably come back tomorrow maybe and do some more work on it. But that's it in this one. And okay, so I wanted to share this piece with you. I love it. It's a mixed media piece, so you've got a frame, handmade frame, and you have quite a bit going on. You've got lots of texture, and embellishments. And yeah, I was experimenting with this, so I made the other one, and um, I had two panels. So it was initially a panel, and I wanted to create a more kind of wow piece, rather than just have this piece. I wanted it to be displayed um, in a way that would just give it a bit more, um, allow its story to come through even more. So we've got this central piece with a face, and we've got leaves, stars, flowers around the face. We've got some shells and some molded pieces here. And we've got two birds and some brad decorations. That's the front. And then I created I had this frame already made, and I added an additional piece. I wanted a kind of curved frame, and we've got a little, this was a box that I'd made, but I wanted to kind of display this. It's like a teardrop piece of jewelry, and then you've got these bits which are from like a necklace. It was a really ornate necklace. So I initially had butterfly wings here, but then it was just like these pieces were saying, no, we need to go there. And then we've got this piece at the top, and then down below we've got this piece here with, it's almost like they're not claws. I could put another piece of jewelry in. I haven't yet decided whether that was what I was going to do, or just have it like this. Yeah, I think we'll have it like this. So it's then we go on to the side, and there's decoration on the side, on the bottom, on both sides. And I wanted it to be one of those frames that, you know, you get a surprise when you actually look at it, and the surprise is when you turn in, there's another story going on here with the symbolisms and the treasures that we don't necessarily always see when we first look at something. I mean, this, for me, it looks like a treasure, a treasured piece, but behind here you've got the story again, which needs to be deciphered, but is about, you know, strength, is about history, is about remembering, is about faith, courage, and it's all told in this piece. That's, when I was creating it, that's what I first got with this first panel bit, and then it was just like, for a story like that, it needs to be more kind of, it's got to be displayed in a way, and in this way this can be hung just like the other one can be hung. And we've got patterns on the top. So yeah, I really enjoyed making this. And if you're interested in maybe doing a course and me showing you how to create something like this, then please do leave a comment, and I'll put something together. But yeah, that's this piece. And again, we've got the markings and markings on the face, the shapes, the circles, the dots, all added into the detail. And then you've got this. It's really kind of touchy-feely. So I'm making some smaller ones as well that I will share later on down during the week, so you can have a look. And you've got the gold. I mean, when you look at a piece of art, what do you see? What is it that you're getting from, when you see something, what do you get from it, and how does it make you feel? So you saw two pieces of art. I really do like this piece and the other. I wanted they can be either coupled or singly. But yeah, as I said, if you're interested in a course, then leave a comment in the leave a comment and let me know, and I'll try and put something together. And I've got another course coming out. It will be coming out soon. There'll be early registration, and you'll be able to register for the course. But confident. When I create, I have to be confident in myself to use the materials, to experiment with the materials, and try and learn how to use them in all ways, inside out, so that you can approach a particular piece of art knowing what, not always knowing what is expected to happen, but I know that if I use these two materials, it's going to look not necessarily the way that it's going to look, because I didn't plan this. I was thinking, okay, now I know I want to create the surface. I know how I need to prepare this particular surface to create these particular shapes and these particular shapes. I know what I need to do to it, and I know that I wanted this particular shape, but I wasn't sure how it was going to look. I just needed to work with what I was being driven. So sometimes when you understand how to use your materials, you can just go in so many different directions, because you're not going to be necessarily surprised that something didn't work, or because you've already tried it. You tried it in different ways, and it's not necessarily it's not a failure. It's okay, that didn't work that time, so this is what I have to do. I know that when I want to create these kind of shapes on a piece of work, I know, as I've just said, it feels like I've just said it. I know what I need to do to prepare that particular surface. Or if I want the kind of colours, I know what colours I need paint-wise, because I've experimented. And it's not that you're not going to be surprised at any point. There are some really great surprises that, the great surprise was I knew I wanted something here, and then I found this amongst my jewellery collection, and it was just like, yeah, that's gonna go so good. I really I'm looking forward to seeing how it fits, and then the way that it kind of catches the light, and then just kind of feels the colour of around the teardrop, and the colour of the gold used here, and then the gold generally. So confident is something that you can be confident in so many different things, and especially when it comes to your creative walk, you just have to let go a bit more and experiment, and have fun. So join me on Friday, where we're going to see another art journal. I'm going to be sharing an art journal with you. I'm really looking forward to showing you this one. It's quite different from ones I've made before, and I want you to think about that word over the next few days, and think about what you need to do to become confident in those areas that you want to, and what you need to let go, what you need to throw out, what you need to change, what you need to do more of, and what you need to do for yourself. How do you need to prepare yourself? How can you encourage yourself more to do those things that you want to do. Anyway, so I'm going to leave it there, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. And comment, let me know how you feel, what you do to make yourself feel more confident, and remember to subscribe if you haven't. So I will see you again soon. Bye.